GM, everybody. Welcome to what's going to be another great DevNTell. So if you didn't know, DevNTell is a 30-minute window for builders, hackers, founders to come on the show and demonstrate what they've built. So whether you're a big-time Web3 founder or weekend hacker or anything in between, this is your platform to showcase the awesome projects that you've built. And today, I'm ecstatic to welcome Daria, who's a DevRel at NeonEVM. If you didn't know, Neon is a Ethereum Virtual Machine that allows developers to build and deploy Ethereum-native dApps on Solana, all from their existing codebase. So if you stick around for today's show, you'll see Daria give us an overview of NeonEVM, why you should use it to build your next app, and how you can get started today. All right, let's get into it. GM, welcome to the show, Daria. Ecstatic to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So we're really looking forward to seeing all the fun stuff you have planned for us from the NeonEVM side. We believe it or not, we don't often get so many Solana-based projects coming on, but it's really nice to see one make it finally on the show. So I guess before we begin, do you want to give a brief introduction about yourself in case folks aren't familiar?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Daria, and I'm a DevRel at Neon. And before that, I was a DevRel at SQD, where I was also helping developers onboard. And before that, I was working as a blockchain dev. So I was like a Web3 native, I guess, engineer, and then I switched to being a DevRel.
Excellent. Awesome. And how did you kind of start your journey in tech and development and end up in Web3? I'm just curious to hear like what your inspirations were for coming into Web3.
Okay. So I mean, when I was in high school, we had like computer lessons, whatever, and we were programming like this obscure. I don't know if anyone else does it, but we were like programming a turtle or something, and I was like super good at it. So I kind of got like more into coding after that, and I just went to like study computer science in college, and after that. I kind of didn't really have time to do anything else. I almost from the beginning picked up Web3 and like smart contracts, and it was so about like 3-4 years ago, and started working as a blockchain dev, and just realized that it's like way more fun and like the atmosphere is much more interesting than in Web2 companies. So now I kind of don't imagine myself going back. And so, yeah, I spent some time doing just the engineering, and then I became a DevRel. It was actually kind of funny story because like a recruiter reached out to me on LinkedIn and said, oh, so there's this job where you can tell developers about how to use like your product, also travel, like speak at conferences, make technical content, and also like code whatever like fun project you can make up with this. And I'm like, okay, this sounds like a scam, so I'm not gonna answer that. So I ignored it like for 10 days. And then I was like, okay, I have nothing to lose. I'll just check it out. And that's how I became a DevRel.
Awesome. Living the dream. I guess, would you ever go back to being a developer now, living the DevRel life, or?
I don't know. I think it's like like being a DevRel is too fun compared to other jobs because you get to be creative when you don't want to go into coding, and when you don't want to be creative, you can just go and like do the technical part. So it's kind of like best of both, I think. So if I had to, I would definitely miss the creative part.
Yeah, totally fair. And great answer. I guess what inspired you to join Neon over any other Web3 company? Was there something that pulled you to them, or something that really stood out to you?
I think it's like the technology most of all, how you can make a completely different VM, like process EVM bytecode. I thought it was like very cool. And also I am like I've started in Ethereum, so I'm always like kind of always leaning more towards Ethereum out of all things. So for me, it's kind of like I don't know. I like to think that you're giving Ethereum dApps access to this parallelized VM where they can benefit and they can like scale without issues. So I think that's like a really cool part. And you're also bringing EVM dApps to a completely new ecosystem where they can function, and also get access to all of this new liquidity, new users, and stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah, fantastic answer. And I guess with that, I think it's a perfect time to segue into what you have prepared for us today.
Okay. I have like a little overview of what Neon is. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully it goes well.
Cross fingers, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You should see it now, right?
Yeah. It's on the screen. Go for it.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to quickly go over like what NeonEVM is. So basically NeonEVM has multiple components, but the main component, which kind of does all of the like work that allows your dApp to function normally on Solana, is the NeonEVM program that is deployed on Solana. And it is basically taking your EVM transaction and wrapping it to be a Solana transaction that can be executed on a Solana blockchain. And by doing this, you kind of get benefits of both Ethereum and Solana. So like coming from Ethereum, you have your dApp and Solidity, and there's no code changes required. You can do it in your familiar languages like Solidity or Viper, which are both, I think, at least to me, seem like a much easier choice, especially if you're starting out, versus like framework like Anchor. You can also use all of your Ethereum tooling that you used, like MetaMask, Hardhat, and most importantly, like Foundry, where you can do all of this comprehensive testing. Like the API that we provide is also identical to Ethereum. You have the same signature, same token standards also are compatible with Neon. And then in addition to all of this, you also get parallel execution that Solana gives you like relatively lower fees, especially if you're comparing like with Ethereum, and then higher transaction speed because all of your transactions are executed on Solana itself. And then you can also access everything in Solana's ecosystem. And I'll actually go into how you can do that from your EVM dApp further. So let's look at, so we have a mainnet running over a year now. And here's some stats from it. So let's look at the ecosystem. So as far as ecosystem, we are compatible with MetaMask and also like with Wallet Connect, with many other EVM wallets. You also have dBridge as a bridge, so you can use it to bridge your tokens from like other EVM networks. And we have our own kind of, it's not exactly a bridge, but you can basically wrap your tokens from Solana and transfer them to Neon. And it's not a bridge because Neon is not really an L2. And then you have also all of the indexing infrastructure that you can use on Ethereum, also on Neon, all of the dev frameworks as well, and the ID, like even Remix you can use. And then, so yeah, here's some bridges, and it actually shows like the difference between using the bridge and using Neon Pass. So you can see that here Neon Pass is kind of transferring SPL tokens from Solana to Neon in a more native way, rather than having like this pattern that most bridges use, where like you lock tokens on one network and release them on the other. And here's again the overview of the dev tooling I just mentioned. And yeah, for me, like one of my favorite parts is actually that you can use Foundry with Neon, because it has like the most comprehensive, I think, testing suite out of all. And you also can use those libraries, and for those who prefer WAGMI and VM to Ethers, it also supports Neon. So you basically have all of your favorite best functioning dev tools that you're used to on other EVM chains. And here's a little overview of Neon architecture. So again, if you have a dApp frontend and you're a user interacting with it, you don't really notice any difference, because you submit your transaction from your MetaMask to this frontend, and it behaves like Ethereum transaction. Just instead of being forwarded to an Ethereum RPC node, it goes to our proxy, and that proxy interacts with a NeonEVM program that is deployed on Solana. And here's some little overview of how classical Solana program works. So the most important part to remember is that basically Solana programs can create data accounts and store data on them, and they can also invoke other programs, and NeonEVM takes advantage of that. So this is how it basically stores its data, and the Ethereum Virtual Machine part and Ethereum accounts on Solana network, and how it facilitates execution of those transactions. And okay, here we have an example of how you can pack your essentially how Neon packs an EVM transaction into Solana transaction. So it has a list of accounts and a list of contracts, and Solana needs that for parallel execution. Then you have the index of the address of NeonEVM program, and we'll actually see where it's deployed on Solana later when I show you a little demo that I have. And here we have all of the Ethereum compatible data. And storing all of that kind of in a Solana compatible way allows you to facilitate this parallel execution shown here, where if you have transactions that kind of are independent of each other, you can go ahead and take advantage of the throughput and speed that Solana offers you. And actually, my favorite part that we are working a lot on lately is composability. So composability is basically the feature of NeonEVM that allows you to call Solana programs from your EVM dApp. So that means that if you have your Solidity contract, instead of having kind of to switch or learn Rust or create another project, you can just call a Solana program from your Solidity code. And I wanted to show a little bit more on how you can do it. So here is a little scheme that I made of how a normal token transfer happens on Solana. So basically you have your account 1 and account 2, and you have token accounts that are associated with the both of those, and you have the token itself, and then the Solana token program that kind of does all the work. So essentially what happens is you call token program and you give it all of the inputs that are here. So source, destination, and the token, and it goes ahead and transfers the amount that you want. And that's how it that's on a higher level how it happens on Solana. But with Neon, you can do it from a Solidity smart contract, and it would look kind of like this, where you call NeonEVM on Solana, and the NeonEVM then outputs a Solana instruction and calls a Solana program. It can be a token program, but it can really be anything, like any other program. Yeah, and essentially it would look like this. We basically have this precompiled contract on Neon that has this interface, and I think the most important function is execute. So you can think about it a little bit as a delegate call, where you can just forward it the data of the instructions that you want to call, and it will go ahead and forward it to any Solana program. And yeah, so this is an overview of how you would do the same thing shown here, but with essentially like using NeonEVM. So it looks very similar. It's just you have your NeonEVM account. So like you can think about it as your MetaMask, and it has EVM address. And then you take this EVM transaction and send it to a Solidity contract. And then the Solidity contract has the interface of this precompile that is deployed on Neon. And in this case, we're doing like a transfer. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, we're doing a transfer. So it will take this data and just call transfer on like the Solana token program, because that's what we have as the program that we want to interact with. And in its turn, the token program will manage like the token transfer from account one that belongs to our EVM account to the destination account. Yeah, so that's like the main cool part that I wanted to go over today. And we also have like a builders chat, which you can join on Telegram if you want to like ask more questions about anything regarding Neon. So yeah, feel free to join. And here's some links relevant to Neon. And do you have still time for a demo?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I forget to like breathe sometimes.
It's all good. You're excited. You're excited. It's all good.
I need a sec.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, today I just wanted to show really quickly how you can deploy your EVM project on Neon, and we'll see how it is reflected on Solana. So I'm just going to be sharing my screen.
And audience, while Daria is doing the demo, please feel free to ask any questions in the chat, and we will bring them up as we go.
Yeah, so here I have like just a normal like Hello Foundry project that you get when you just run like your first like Foundry init. And what I did is I only changed the RPCs and
sorry, Daria. Sorry for interrupting. Could you zoom in like maybe once?
I don't know. One sec. I don't know how. Okay.
On your keyboard, if you do Command plus, it'll zoom in. Yeah.
Okay, is it better?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just simple counter contract, doesn't really matter. So yeah, basically like what I did, I just started a Foundry project, and I only changed my end file, which I can't show because it has my private key, but I just changed like, I went to chain list, I got the Neon RPC and Neon chain ID from there, replaced that, put my like MetaMask private key, and that's it. Like you don't really need to change anything else for it to be compatible with Neon. So you just do like, okay, so you just run forge create like your RPC URL that you have in the end file private key and the contract, and you also need to do -- legacy because we don't yet support like the 1559 transactions, but we're working on like supporting them really soon. So you'll be able to also do like gasless stuff as well, which is really cool. So we're gonna run this, and hopefully it's going to work. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's deployed. We're gonna go to, sorry, it's gonna, okay. Yeah, for this you have to go to Neon Scan, like we have the block scout, but it doesn't show Solana transactions. So we're gonna go use this one. Okay, this is our transaction and it was just finalized. Yeah, so we created like this counter contract. And what's interesting is here you can unwrap this and go and see the Solana transaction. And let's go and see it. So what happens here is Yeah, here you can see like our NeonEVM program deployed directly on Solana. And that's how you can take advantage of this composability feature where you don't really need like a bridge or a cross-chain messaging protocol if you want to interact with Solana from Neon. And here we have all of the logs for our transactions. So it's like account creation for the for our new contract, and like all of the fees are also taken care of. And here you can see like all of the instructions that were called during this. So I guess like the main takeaway that I wanted to show is for any transaction that you do on Neon, like we can check actually some other one as well. So if we go here, it's going to have like one or more Solana transactions. So it's kind of natively integrated with Solana, and that enables you to do many cool things without kind of having to worry about communicating with between like different chains. And you can also natively access liquidity. Like you can even call from your EVM dApp, you can call like a swap on OrcaSwap because of the fact that NeonEVM is deployed on Solana, and also because Solana allows for cross-program invocation. So what's going to happen is NeonEVM is going to call another program for you, and your like swap on OrcaSwap or anything else is going to take effect. And I think it's like super exciting because it's kind of a different approach to interoperability, because usually you have like it's just like very different from what other people are doing. And I think it's like super exciting in that way to have a different approach. So yeah, I think it's about it, what I wanted to show on my screen. Okay, I have to find it. Okay.
Yeah, that looks very very fascinating. So if I understand correctly, I can just take my existing EVM code, my smart contract code, and deploy it on Neon EVM, and it'll basically just work like magic.
Sort of. So there is like a little bit of so it's like mostly, yeah, it's compatible. There's like some things that you can do to like optimize it in a way because of some kind of peculiarities of how Solana stores data because of its parallelized nature. So Solana has this thing where it limits like the number of accounts kind of touched in your transaction. I think it's like at the moment 64. So this is like a small thing where like if you have a mapping that has like too many entries, like Solana has to create like another program derived account, and we're trying to like overcome this, and it will be also very helpful when Solana increases this limit. So we advise you, like if you can, you should avoid using like big mappings, but if not, it's still like most likely like 99% is going to be compatible unless it's like a very hefty contract, which is also like people rarely do in Solidity anyway because it's like gas intensive.
Gotcha.
So yeah, basically it works like magic.
Like magic, that's right. And just trying to picture it in my head. So say I have a dApp, right? That I have somebody connect their wallet to and pay for something with crypto. So if I have my EVM, the back end of it deployed through NeonEVM, and it ends up on Solana, if the end user pays for something with ETH, does Neon? I think you mentioned it, but does NeonEVM take care of the bridging automatically to say, oh, this person paid with Ethereum ETH, I have to go and do swapping on the back end so that the transaction can properly settle?
Well, in that way, we like don't really touch Ethereum, so it's kind of different. Like our native token is not ETH, so we take like gas is paid in the native token, and I'm not sure. Like maybe wrapped Ethereum exists on Neon network, I don't know, but I think the answer would be no, because we don't really interact with Ethereum ETH in any way, I would say. But if you
Gotcha.
go ahead and like it's like the main feature is you can just use your EVM without having to like create a Solana wallet. You can use
Gotcha.
sorry, not your EVM, your MetaMask.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Great answer. And I guess has there been any really interesting dApps being developed that have caught your eye using Neon that you could highlight?
I think I would definitely want to highlight like Ice Cream Swap. Because it's like identical to the ice cream swap that you have like on mainnet on other networks. I think it's like really cool that they went ahead and like deployed this very used protocol on Neon, where now like users kind of can also tap into Solana ecosystem just with their like normal wallet. And another one, like there's a few like I think on our website there's like a ecosystem page and it has like a few cool dApps. Like another one is LendOS, where you can like stake your tokens. So there's actually like a bunch of cool ones. We also have Neon is like we have a few of NFT game dApps how do you say, deployed as well. So that's I don't know, like those are cool too.
Yeah, it sounds like it, and I'm sure it's only going to those kinds of apps are only going to increase as time goes on here. We have a question from Jonathan, a couple actually. So he wants to confirm that there's nothing different for the developer experience or user experience. It's just translating and executing on Solana.
Yeah.
It's being
Also, I
consistent.
saw someone asking for Telegram group link,
Yeah,
so I posted it in
that's yeah.
our private chat.
Ah, yes.
I can't type in the public one for some reason. I don't know. So maybe you could like forward it there.
Yeah.
So there's nothing different for developer experience or user experience. Yeah. So yeah, you can basically say that like you're not going to notice much difference, except for some RPC methods are not supported. Like again, 1559 estimate fee is not supported at the moment. It will be hopefully soon. But yeah, overall, you can say that it is pretty similar.
Great question. Great answer. As we're coming towards the end of the session, is there anything you can share around the roadmap for NeonEVM? Any alpha you can maybe leak to like what's coming up?
Yeah, so we actually had like an kind of exciting announcement yesterday about Neon going Solana native. So that means that we are going to work more towards providing like a seamless experience for EVM builders to interact with Solana and like connect EVM builders and users with Solana's liquidity. So that's like something we're really working hard on, and I think it's very exciting because Solana recently had like a huge influx of liquidity. I think it was like from Ethereum or like versus Ethereum. I don't remember. Like I saw the graph. So yeah, we are actively working on that, and I would also say like keep an eye on announcement for next week. Hopefully, we also have like another exciting thing to share from the roadmap that I can't say yet. So.
Ooh, excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. And maybe that big spike you mentioned before was Iggy Azalea and her her venture
Maybe.
crypto.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah,
but
and we also
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, we
no,
just
you
have
go.
like a points program. So if you check out Twitter on Neon, like you can still take part in the points program where you're rewarded for like on-chain activity.
Excellent. And last question. If people want to start hacking with Neon EVM, what's the best place for them to kind of get a quick start? Would it be the docs? Is there a template repo people can fork?
There is docs, so there's no template repo because we realized that it's as easy as like changing the RPC. So you don't really like need to you just start like a project, like again Foundry, I don't know, like Wagmi. whatever setup you prefer, and like just go ahead, like go to chain list and start copy the links and start hacking. Other than that, I would say like, yeah, the best place is to start is docs, and then the Telegram group for specifically for builders that we have. Like you can go ahead, you can ask any questions that you want, and we'll like do our best to help you.
Amazing, amazing. And yeah, you heard it from Daria. It's pretty simple. So if you want to start experimenting with your existing dApps on the Solana network, NeonEVM is your go-to. And with that, I just want to say a huge thank you to Daria. Thank you so much for coming on the show today and giving us that wonderful overview. And yeah, really interested to see how folks use NeonEVM to build amazing dApps going forward.
Okay, thank you for having me. It was super fun. I didn't even notice like already 30 minutes passed.
Yeah,
Thank you.
amazing. Yeah. A lot of people have quite a fun time here on the show, and that's what we love to see. And yeah, with that, just want to wish everybody a very happy Friday, happy weekend, wherever you may be, and we'll catch you back here next week for another great episode of DevNTell. And just a brief announcement, if you didn't know, DevNTell has a new website, devntell.com, and for you to check out as well if you would like. And we are now hosting all our podcasts not only on YouTube and X, but additionally on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So you have your plethora of choices on how you want to listen to the podcast going forward. But yeah, with that, we will catch you all back here next week for another great week of DevNTell. Cheers.
Bye.